Hi, everyone, and we are live. This is James and Florence from the Forum Celebrity Podcast, and we promised that we'd be doing our live shows, and we're going to go live 3 days a week. We've had some health issues and also some issues with some other stuff, personal stuff, and nothing too bad, but you got to take
Yeah.
care of business.
We're
So
back on track.
we're back on
Yes.
track. So we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to try this at 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and we're going to see how that time frame goes for everybody. We were requested this, so that we'll do it. So I hope everyone's doing well. The storm was, and I saw someone buying 40 rotisserie chickens, and I think she had two kids. So I have no idea where people get these ideas. People and does storms cause diarrhea? Why do
My
people
God.
have to get 100,000 things of toilet
Toilet
paper?
paper.
I don't get it. So, but we hope everyone's okay. I know some of one of our friends, Angelina, was really struggling in Buffalo with all the snow over there. So, and to all our California friends, I hate you. So, because someone just went hiking and I miss. We got to get back to the crib, but anyway, we hope everyone's doing real well. And Florence,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. Everyone
Yes.
thinks it's a slow week,
No,
but
no,
it
no.
isn't.
Well, we were away for a while for health issues and some personal stuff. But since we've been back, we've been super busy doing a lot of things. But we weren't so busy that we couldn't watch the games. And of course, everyone knows the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks are on their way to the Super Bowl. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. I am super excited that the New England Patriots are going back to the Super Bowl. Since Tom Brady, since the GOAT left New England, they have not been to a Super Bowl. So this is their first one in years. And I will say this. I mean, as much as I love Drake May, the new quarterback, and some think he's the next Tom Brady, at least that's what they're saying in the press. I know James and I have talked about it, and James has told me that he thinks it's more than just Drake May. He thinks that there's a lot of reasons that New England is back at the Super Bowl. So, James, I'm going to let you discuss some of that.
Colette and Drake May's had a real good year, but this defense is really good. It's probably the second best defense in the NFL. I think the Patriots have really they score almost every game or cause a score. And Drake, the funniest post I saw was from our Colette, and we'll be talking about this on Wednesday. He goes, imagine doing a school project and not doing anything and still getting an A. And it was a big picture of Drake May smiling. 10 for 21, 86 yards, and he won. And they're calling him for MVP. So,
I mean, he is
whatever.
good. He is good. Maybe
Yeah.
he wasn't the superstar of, the game that is taking them to the Super Bowl. Maybe this last game on Sunday he wasn't the reason. But again, it seems that people love him. They adore him. He is just the darling of the media, and for the New England.
Well, not the
Patriots,
media, the New England media.
Yeah, the New England media.
Yeah.
Sorry, and the New England fans.
Yeah.
And I know that almost everything I retweeted about the game, because like I said, we were watching. It was all about Drake May, and that's why Khaled's post
Was so
funny because he pretty much put it out there
But
that
but this
it
shows
wasn't him.
this shows the weirdness of today's fan a little bit. It's when I was growing up, we weren't as much fanboys. We weren't like, oh my God, that's my guy. I love
That's my quarterback.
Ken Stabler, Rich Gann, and that's my quarterback. And he could walk on water. And if he throws 6 interceptions, it's the ref's fault. And it's just a different day. And but the quarterback gets all the credit.
Yes.
Patriots offensive line, especially when they run, they were playing in that god awful weather and that white devil stuff called snow, and it's the
They're used to it. They're a New England team. So they've played in it before. And I will say this, I do like Drake May as well, and I think one of the reasons the fans love him so much is they did see a lot of similarities between him and Tom Brady when Tom Brady first came on to the Patriots. Remember like those videos of right before he was signed when Tom was in, I think it was college, and they said he didn't run fast. He didn't have the strongest arm. I think he was a sixth round pick. I mean, there wasn't fourth round anything indicating that he was going to become this huge thing, this Tom Brady. And I saw the Patriots owner say that when Tom first became a Patriot, he walked up to him and said, "Hi, my name is Tom Brady, and I am the best decision this organization has ever made. And if you put me on the field, you'll never take me off." And we all know what happened after that. But I think what this was leading to is I think a lot of fans are kind of seeing Drake May that way, that maybe he would be the next Tom Brady.
He's nowhere near Tom Brady.
I'm just saying that's
I know hype is really, he's got a long way to go to be Tom Brady.
He looks like a baby to me. He looks like a high schooler. He has such a baby face.
Yeah,
he's so sweet.
Good guy. Had a great year for so only his second year. He's still learning.
Yes, that's another thing they had in common. Super Bowl in the second year, Tom Brady as well.
But let's not, one of the top coaches in the NFL who turned this franchise around. They were not good last year, and he turned them into a Super Bowl team. The NFL teams with the salary cap, these aren't, all-time great teams or anything. It's a different day. Back in the 70s and 80s, if you needed a Hall of Famer to back up, I mean, you'd get a Deion Sanders, or you'd get, someone to cover, or a dean for the 49ers, or people like that, Ted Hendricks, Lyle Alzado for the Raiders. I mean, there's so many times back then where you would just get a superstar, and as long as you had the money, you could pay for him. It was just like what baseball is now. Jesus, the Dodgers are spending $110 million more per any team, and Dodger fans are going, "No, it ain't the money."
Now, what do you think about the Seattle Seahawks also going
I
to
like
the
the
Super Bowl
Seahawks.
and playing against New England?
Sam Darnold has been a resurrection. He was a horrible quarterback, and he just looked, he's not a guy that if you get in his face, he's going to do a lot of things. But their offensive line has played very well. They have good wide receivers. They have nice running backs, and they have a good team. And they've made it more 3- and 5-step passes, which I think that was the problem he had with New York and with other teams. They want him throwing deep. They see these guys with these big arms, but they don't realize a lot of them struggle with pressure, and they can't handle it, and they try to throw them deep. Richardson and all these other quarterbacks that they fall in love with that could throw 80 yards, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you can't if you're not comfortable in the pocket, you're going to struggle with pressure. And if you notice with Drake May, when they had 3 sacks in the first half, and I think he had 55 yards passing. I mean, he is not one of those also that can handle pass rushes like that. So it's going to be interesting. I like Seattle by a touchdown. I think they'll win.
So you think they're going to beat New England?
Yeah, Seattle by a touchdown. I think that I wouldn't. I think it's going to be a close game because Mike Vrabel's a good coach,
yes.
And the running game. The key to the whole game to me is, can they run? Can the Patriots run? If they can't and they just have to throw a lot, I think they're going to struggle. But if they have that running game going, it's going to be a fun game. Seattle's going to score. But the thing is what will happen there. And this is how the NFL is going to be for the next 3 to 5 years. And we talked about this last year. You're going to have crazy winners. You're not going to have repeats. And it's just going to be interesting. But anyway, it should be a fun time. Florence and I have been invited to a lot of things that we're hoping to go.
So many events around the Super Bowl.
We're dying.
And around New York Restaurant Week. It's been a nonstop
and we're just
events.
We're little church mice and little, how they call bird dog lawyers. I mean, we're not big wigs or anything, but we've just got opened the email today, and the NFL had a group that wants us to go. So we're really trying to go, but got to take care of things first. So
yeah, there's a lot going on,
yeah,
but man, it is crazy, all the invites, and of course we're so
grateful.
grateful
I mean,
and
you guys,
appreciative
and
that people are reaching out the way they are
we're
for everything.
yeah, we're very excited. Another thing, we see a lot of these influencers and podcasters that are just, it's amazing. It seems like one or two of them are dying every day.
So sad.
And some of the people aren't the nicest people. I mean, let's be real. There's been some that have done some really horrendous things, or were known for doing horrendous things. There's one guy that got assaulted where his shtick, and he's got like 800,000 followers, is that he goes into stores and just harasses people. He just will go to old people or other people and just harass them. And these are the type of, I hate the word influencer. Most are just the, but one that was really a cool guy, and he made the people in TMZ talked about him today, was Adam the Woo. He's been podcasting for about 15 years, and he's just a regular guy. He's got 1.5 million followers. And
he became big on YouTube. It seems like overnight.
It took a while.
See, I didn't know about him.
Yeah, I've been following him for a long time. I'm not a dedicated, I forget what they call themselves, but I'm not a dedicated fan, but I watched him all, a lot off and on. And what he would do is he would just do basic. He was the first podcaster and YouTuber that just did his life. And I do not get it. I don't get why if someone goes to the store and buys a can of chili and they get 100,000. I don't get it. But he would do that. He'd go, I'm going to Atlanta today. And he'd go in the escalator, and he would go into the room, and he would give his little philosophy about life. And what was interesting is about his life is his last video, I believe it was, he talked about him being stressed. And he says, I'm not one of these that's depressed or anxiety or anything, but he said, I just think sometimes I'm really frustrated about things, and I take things too seriously, and I need to relax a little bit, take things a little bit, chill. And what's real sad is he passed away. And then this is the vicious thing, because you think society's a mess right now. Go online. I mean, we've had some of the most vile things said about us, and we don't even know people. I mean, it's ridiculous. But people were starting to spread rumors about drug use, about all these things that he had.
On him.
Yeah, on him. He's 51 years old, and he passed away. And what ended up happening is, a little overweight, and he died of a heart attack in his sleep,
51.
and he died of natural causes,
So
and
young.
it happens. But it was real sad. His family and People Magazine, TMZ, kind of defended him today, and all those nasty things. All you people, if you are listening, go back to someone else that you're going to attack. But it's just pathetic, and it's almost all men, middle-aged men, almost all. Barely have any following.
If you have any type of following, or I don't know what you want to call it, popularity, celebrity, you're always, you're putting yourself out there. So there's always going to be a chance for people to attack, especially if there's jealousy or any type of envy, which I'm sure having that many followers, he did have people out there who were not being very kind to him. And it's just so sad because he didn't seem to be bothering anyone. He seemed pretty innocent in that he was just doing his own thing. And we know, even just from our situation, it's small. I mean, we definitely don't have that popularity or type of celebrity or following, but there's always somebody out there who wants to tear somebody down. And it's so sad because you do cause a lot of undue stress. And this was a young person. 51 is young.
Yeah, and
it's very sad.
horrible.
I don't think he had any other health issues either.
And like I said, there's a lot of people that do pass away in their 40s and 50s. They have heart issues and things like that. I remember back in the day that Jim Fix, who was he was the first guy that made jogging a thing, and I think in the 70s, and he died of a massive heart attack at 43. He had a heart issue, congenital issue they didn't even know about. So here's a guy that pretty much popularized jogging. So it's just you just never know when I know a lot of us have a lot of stress and pressure in our lives, and you just sometimes you just gotta take it easy and just
remember,
relax. And
people are human.
yep.
I know when people get behind the keyboard, they forget that, and it's sad because again, just a person making a living and doing their thing. They're not bothering you. They're not, doing anything to you. But there are people who feel the need to do that. And it's so sad because, again, he was a young man. And, my heart goes out to his friends and family and the people who followed him that really liked him.
Yeah, R.I.P. Adam the Woo, and
Yeah.
Adam was a real good guy,
Yes.
and I know hundreds of thousands of followers are very heartbroken over the loss. They're still talking about it, and it happened on the 22nd of December, right before
TMZ
Christmas.
covered it before Christmas.
Yeah, so
surprised,
just
really shocked.
real sad, and it's funny. It's like television. You watch these guys on television, especially the cooking shows, or I remember growing up with Jacques Pepin and Julia Child and Martin Yan, and you feel like they're your friends. I mean, you see
They're
them
in your home every day.
Yeah, and
from TV.
it's just really you get a special bond with them, and it's so podcasting is the same way. You feel
It's
like
intimate.
yeah, very intimate, very friendly, and it just really rough. So anyway, I know another thing that a lot of people have been talking about is the absolute. There was another man that was poisoned by his wife.
He loves these stories.
What in the world is going on?
Ugh.
I went on, look it up. There are dozens, tens, hundreds of poisoning. They're using rat poison. They're using,
Can I say this
crazy
about that?
And it's always the women.
when it's the man hurting the wife or the pregnant girlfriend or whatever the situation is, it tends to be physical. Their demise tends
Real
to come
violent.
from a physical. Yeah. When it's the woman, it's usually done in other ways.
Does it in a nice way.
No, it's not that it's a nice way. It's just not the same way. Because a woman, she usually can't do the same things to a man. To a woman to hurt them. So, because he was saying, why does it always happen this way? Well, because it's a female on male crime.
But why are they killing?
No, they shouldn't be.
If you don't like your husband no
just
more,
get a divorce.
dump him, take half of what he
Get
has,
a divorce.
go away. But they don't want half.
Find
They
someone
want
new.
all of it. And they usually have a bad boyfriend who convinces them, let's get all of it. We need money. I have a drug addiction. So let's do this. They all get these bad boy with all these criminal records, but
like we said in the last one, we were talking about, I think I brought up Chris Watts. He had a girlfriend, and all of a sudden he didn't want his wife and kids anymore because of the new girlfriend. Not saying she told him to do anything, because we don't know. I mean, we have no idea. We weren't there. This is alleged. But the timing of it, with the new girlfriend, just the timing of it. And we've heard so many stories like this, unfortunately. And again, the person doing it, you really can't blame other people for, suggesting or telling you to do something. In the end, you're making the decision yourself. True crime is so huge now. And this is one of the reasons, because you follow a story and you can't believe it that people are actually thinking they can get away with this.
And there's some stories you go on YouTube and a lot of people are very protective of themselves and they want Pollyanna. I talked to one girl and she said, I just want only good news. I wish there was a news service, only good news. Well, life isn't all gumdrops and puppy dog tails. We need to know what is going on
to get justice. It's one of the reasons I love true crime is I want justice for the victims. I like to see it through to the end because I want to know that the victims got their justice.
Yeah, and and I think that's what is so important with all of this is that we get Mugs with Sunglasses, Wario Bauer. You have got the most interesting name. Hi, I hope you're doing good today. What was I going to say? What's important, I think, with all of this, when you do, and a lot of kids are talking about this, a lot of teens and a lot of things, is that they're seeing all these things, and they're seeing these because parents sadly know nothing about what their kids are doing online. I'm sorry. I know my sister. We had we had passwords to all the kids stuff. They could not breathe with us on them because online is just a dangerous thing. And it's just, and they see all this, and it's just all the madness, all the anger. You go to football games, people are fighting. I mean, what in the world is going on? Someone said we've turned into a third world country with first world money. And it seems like that's what's happening. So much violence and hurting each other. And we've all had bad relationships sometimes, and we all have exes we don't like.
You just leave.
But you don't want them dead.
No, you leave.
just go away. Yeah. Now, here's another interesting question I wanted to bring up with everybody. The data centers are just that's going to be a huge issue. If you don't know what they are, they're huge places to get our data. They sell it to the highest bidder. They were even showing, I was watching some shows where techie companies are even thinking of giving discounts if they could sell it to even more people. So it's unbelievable, and it's scary because hackers, I just read, I watch a lot of hacker shows. I grew up in Silicon Valley, so I know a couple like to put in stuff, to do stuff, not good stuff, but you see $55 billion were taken away by hackers and scammers, most of them in India and Nigeria, India by far. But you see these smart, intelligent people giving 100,000, 200,000. Unbelievable. So if you ever get something from Amazon or McAfee, no, don't even answer it. Especially if you don't have the service, just delete it, put it to spam. If you don't have the service, because what they'll do is they'll send a thing from Amazon. It looks like it's from Amazon. They're really good, and it says someone accidentally someone hacked you and took this much money, blah, blah, blah. So then they go in and they get your information, and then what do? They steal the money. They steal your money. And this is why it's so scary, because you call and they'll say Amazon customer support, and you think it's Amazon, because even their website, when you click, there's a way to bypass it. I don't know how, but there's a way to bypass it, and you go, and it looks like you're going to Amazon. And it's so crazy.
I worry about my mom with these.
Yeah, older people.
They love to call on the phone and to just say things to get them to respond, or to make them think something's wrong, or that, her grandson's in trouble, and Nana, I need your help. Nana, send me money. And it's like, Mom, no, none of the boys are calling you for money, and none of the boys are in trouble. Do just hang up the phone. So yeah, I mean, it's a good thing to talk about in that it's so now with AI, everything looks so real that if you have an Amazon account, you could easily fall for it. I just delete everything. I don't even bother anymore, because 90% of it is just not true.
Yeah, but be very careful. Also, an interesting thing that is really being talked about is Mark Zuckerberg's in so much hot water with some of the things that they're doing. He's probably going to get another fine, and we're live streaming on Facebook. I'm sure he enjoys that. But it's so funny because the government wants them to protect 16-year-olds. They only want 16 and above on it, which I think is a great idea.
I think it should have been done from the beginning.
Well, they're saying, don't make it 16. We'll make it 13 on our own. So you didn't even have to pass a law. We'll do it for 13. So they now have started this thing with 13, and you may have had some glitches. I know Instagram, TikTok is doing it, because they don't want to be regulated. They don't want any regulations on them. They want to pretty much do what they want, because they want young people. They have proof now that these guys targeted young people. It's like the vaping. When vaping first came out, we laughed in the respiratory industry. We're not going to target kids. and it's safe to use. Well, now they've done studies, and just like we said, they're not safe to use, and they're targeting kids. When you have bubblegum flavored vapes, you're targeting kids. I'm sorry. So it's just these techie companies. If you're a parent, especially uncle, aunt, we've got to watch the kids because they don't care. They do not care. They're exploiting them. If you notice when you do surveys online, when anyone does anything, they always talk about Facebook and all these companies doing surveys and doing things. Who do they target? Kids. They target kids because that's where the money is, because in today's United States, if the kid wants it, the parents will get it. So for the most part, so it's just really a thing. But a lot of people have been talking about it. For me, I think it should be 16. If it was my world, it'd be 18. No minor should be on promoting themselves in certain ways. It's just ridiculous. And there's so many sites that parents know nothing about that kids are on that are just crazy. So please protect your kid, watch your kid. Now here's another story. I think one of the most untalented and overhyped person, which the media is trying to make into a superstar, is Sydney Sweeney. I do not get her in any way. She's not talented. She's not even, I don't think she's that pretty.
She is covered so much by the media.
People magazine is trying to make her a star. Much. And then she looks like a 90-pound, 100-pound girl, and then she comes back and she looks like Marilyn Monroe.
That's the point. They want her to have that blonde bombshell.
And then she says, I've never had surgery. This is all now. Oh, please stop. So, and it's ridiculous. She is just sleazing it up. Reminds me a lot of Kim Kardashian. And it's just, I don't get it. I know Gen Z loves her, but boy, just, she's done a bunch of movies and they all flopped. So it's just really, craziness to see there. Hey, Carol, how are you?
Hello.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Hi.
And that's the thing is I think there's a lot of people, Hollywood and music has an issue right now because if you take Taylor Swift out of music, what do you got? I'm sorry. Cardi B hasn't sung on stage in 10 years. I mean, that girl just lip syncs. I'm not into Cardi B in any way. And then Cardi B and Stephon Diggs.
Yes, they were at the Patriots game.
Trying to make them into Princess Di and,
Or the next Taylor and
Oh, my God. He was accused of having 4 women, pregnant within a year. I mean, in fact, one admitted she had an abortion. And I can't believe I'm talking about this stuff. One has an abortion, and the other one, it was his. It was some model girl. And then another woman came in. And Cardi B is acting like they are Romeo and Juliet because they want the publicity. We're superstars. Oh,
again, Taylor and Travis part 2.
Yeah, come on.
They saw the worldwide craze over the relationship and then the engagement and now the upcoming wedding. So yeah, everybody would love that type of notoriety if they're in the public eye. They would love that type of celebrity because that's the height of celebrity. That's like the ultimate. If you want that, it would be Taylor and Travis.
Now the thing about Taylor, you got to give her respect. If she had someone cheating on her, she would write a nasty song about him.
A
whole album, and then she'd move on after she got it out of her system.
Yeah, but this I'm one of the people that believe that they're definitely going to get married. I mean, she really wants him, and
he wants to play still.
He seems to really want her, so we'll see.
He's not ready to be.
Very happy.
He's not ready to be Mr. Swift.
Well, he gave her a big ring.
They all get
they're
big
always
rings.
Together, so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because he's trying to get a job. He's even saying, I want to play.
Oh, I think he also eventually is going to end up like Tom Brady and Drew Brees. I think he's going to become a broadcaster because those big deals, big money deals, and a lot of the athletes, especially the ones with a name, Drew Brees is a legend. Tom Brady, of course, is a legend. I think Travis Kelce's going to be the next one. I think his brother already, Jason Kelce, is doing sports broadcasting. So
And I think it's kind
think
of
so.
ruined broadcasting, because the problem is that athletes, and Howard Cosell said it years ago, athletes are not going to cut their friends down. They're not going to be critical of their friends. If you're friends with Patrick Mahomes, you're not going to say, "Wow, did he blow that throw?" You're going to go, "No, oh, the receiver should have caught it. The ref, the wind, the velocity of the birds in the air."
Well, they're saying that's one of the reasons Drew Brees came back the second time around, and he's not as prim and proper as he was the first time. Because again, look who he's competing with. You know, Tom Brady's on there, and there's all these other legends who, you know, like I said, Jason Kelsey's doing it now. All these other very popular athletes, and I feel like Drew Brees felt like, I need to make this time. It needs to work. So I need to be a little different.
Drew is such a nice guy,
he is a sweetheart,
and he's kind of a vanilla guy. He's not a guy that's going to have,
Christian.
he's not going to have a lampshade in a strip club.
No,
that's not Drew.
No.
So Drew went to a coach and they said, "Drew, you have to be a little abrasive. You have to be brash, and you got to say something."
Got to put your personality out there, or a personality.
Yeah.
Some type of personality.
Because that was the funny thing, and the poor guy.
And he's such a sweet,
nice
guy.
Man. We've done a little marketing for some of the groups,
we've done stuff for his
agencies,
foundation.
and they're very kind people,
Yeah.
over the top nice. And
Super nice.
but like I said, I think he got a coach, and they said, "This is how you do it."
They pulled him aside.
And the network gave him a second chance because that money's guaranteed. So they are not going to just throw away a bunch of $200 million or whatever the heck he got. So best in the business, I think, is Greg Olson. He's great. And
what about Tony Romo? What do you think of him? There was a poll somebody put out. Somebody had asked if they thought Tom Brady was better than Tony Romo now.
Problem with Tony Romo is that even if you're a coach or a player, you know what the play is going to be. If the tight end's in a certain position, if the safety's up, what's the quarterback going to do? And he shows off by telling you what's going to happen. And then when it happens, they go, "Oh my, he's Nostradamus. Oh my gosh." A regular high school coach or a player, or even a knowledgeable fan, you could see what's going to happen kind of with the formation and with what's happening, so you can kind of get an idea. And so he likes to show off, and I think he talks down to fans, and that's why I don't like. I never liked Tony Romo anyway. I think he was a little snarky, and Tom Brady's gotten better, but Tom Brady after he retired, his head's swollen a little bit. He thinks he could do anything, and
well, he bought into the Raiders. He's a minority owner, and he's got the big deal with Fox. But they did say that he improved his second year. He's improved as he's gone on. His first year was a little rough.
I mean, I'm never gonna either. Any of them not going to say, "Wow, Tom Brady's announcing the Raiders and Saints are playing. I'm going to watch." That's nuts. He's not at that level. But John Madden, you can watch the grass grow and listen to him announce with the great Pat Summerall. And John Madden's movie's coming out. They've given some trailers. We're going to post one of the trailers. Nick Cage had to have gained 50 pounds for this. He's huge. But he looks kind of like John Madden. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be really interesting. And interesting movie. They said they wanted it to be pretty to the point. And we had the book.
We do have the book.
Madden and Summerall.
Yes, we did marketing for them. And we interviewed the author.
Yep, from Rich Podolsky, who was a huge deal in the NFL. And he worked with John Madden in a lot of things.
CBS and ESPN. And he's
if you're an OG, you know who Rich Podolsky is. Yes. And we did an interview with Rich, and he was very kind to us, and on YouTube. And on our site, so make sure that you watch it.
I actually wanted to end with that, with the movie, and also the last thing. Netflix is coming out with a 6-part docuseries on Gordon Ramsay, and we had a visit to Hell's Kitchen, where the TV show is filmed in Foxwoods here in Connecticut, and we had the pleasure of going there.
We had the AI 3D
it
going.
Was amazing.
It was
we
very
had so
fun.
much fun. It was such a great experience, and
Good
Netflix,
food, great food,
amazing food, and we love Gordon Ramsay. We love Hell's Kitchen, so it really was a big deal for us to be a part of that. And like I said, Netflix in February is coming out with a docuseries, and this goes behind the scenes. So you get to see all his children, you get to see his gorgeous wife, you get to see his day-to-day life, and it's a 9-month span of his day-to-day life, including the filming, including restaurants, including, he's an entrepreneur, and obviously he has many TV shows, so you get to see that. So I also wanted to add that before we wrapped up.
Yeah, Jim, and we wanted to give a big shout out to Jim and Jeff Thiel. If you remember them, they were the Pizza Twins in California.
The Capri Twins.
The Capri Twins, and
with Gordon.
Gordon probably had the most fun on that show. We've interviewed them a couple times. They're dear friends of ours, and we wanted to give a huge shout out to their mom, who today is her birthday, and she is the greatest. Birthday. We got to talk to her a little bit too, and they're just great people. So we wanted to really give them a lot of love.
That episode with Gordon Ramsay, that was Kitchen Nightmares, I believe.
Yeah, Kitchen Nightmares.
That was one of my favorite episodes when the twins were on. That was, I think, the top 3 episodes of all time of Kitchen Nightmares, I think, was with the twins.
Yeah, the twin. I watched that episode every other month.
We watched it so many times,
and I laugh every time. Those guys were they're
so good.
Their faces, the way they reacted at criticism. Oh my God, they were the greats.
And we love Hell's Kitchen. We're just huge fans. So again, it was a very big deal to be able to go to Hell's Kitchen where it's filmed and see all that.
I was really into BBC, so I watched the special that made him famous.
Yes.
And he was a nightmare. All the things that he complains about with other chefs, he was a nightmare. He'd fire 40 people in a week. I mean, it was ridiculous. He would call them idiots. He would tell them how stupid they were. They were losers. And then when his wife, the worst thing I saw him when his wife said, "How can you act like that?" And he laughed. So he has
I think
he has a little sadistic in him that I don't like.
I think, I agree with that, but I also think a lot of it is for show, because he is on television, and
I don't know.
He knows what works. He knows what's going to get the ratings. I always feel like some of that is showmanship. Or
I think, some of it. If you really want, with the Kitchen Nightmares, watch the English versions.
Yes.
Because he spends.
He's nicer.
He's nicer, and he spends much more time with the owners, and he is so funny. And the European people have such personalities. They just have a dry wit about them.
They do.
And they're wonderful. They're amazing. But watch the Kitchen Nightmares from overseas.
And don't forget the Netflix special 6-part series. But so I think that's everything. I think we've covered everything from, what was it, the last couple of days since the weekend.
Now we're going to be doing this tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tomorrow we're going to be doing another show. We'll check it, see if 2 or 3 Eastern is the best time.
I'll put it out tomorrow morning.
We're going to do it tomorrow at 3 o'clock to see if it's a better time, see what happens, how you guys like it. Tell us, DM us and let us know. And then we have also a huge interview that's going to be coming out. I am not going to announce it because every time we announce it, they cancel or something happens.
They have to reschedule or something comes up, which we understand. We've had personal stuff.
But this person was connected to the story of the century.
Yes.
In
one of the biggest true crime stories
of all time.
And
we have someone that was extremely close to the situation. And we cannot wait.
They reached out to us.
He has a new book. He reached out to us and wanted to talk to us. So we said, yes, please.
Yeah,
and
this is huge.
That is going to be huge. Jen is going to be with us.
Yes.
And it's going to be amazing. And so far that's set up. It's in stone on February 10th. and I'm even scared to announce it the day before, but we are going to have to market it.
The day before we will.
We will market it. I'm a little superstitious that way. But Jen is going to be with us Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, and we're going to be talking true crime. I've got a really interesting case that you'll want to talk about. Pop culture, the latest in pop culture, maybe a little Beckham news.
Yes, and the writing, the Q&A.
The Q&A, if you're a writer or if you're a podcast or anything, a lot of stuff we cover is about marketing. It's about how to grow, what to do. You're getting it for free. We're not paying, you're not charged. We're not charging anybody. But like I said, and thank you to everyone. We're reaching 80 grand on some of our views on some of our podcast episodes.
80,000, on some of our shorts.
We are just freaking we cannot believe it.
You guys are loving the video clips.
Yeah, the true crime is going good, and like I said, we're going to be doing it. We're going to have an interesting case tomorrow that we're going to talk more in depth, and we really appreciate all you guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on please like and subscribe on and YouTube. Go to YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, and if you give us a little DM if you need something or you want to talk about something, just let us know. If there's something you want to ask about, please let us know. We always listen to you. Take care. Have a great day. Stay warm and be safe.
Yes. Thank you.